So sorry I've been, like, MIA for, like, an indefinite number of however long, like, 2 weeks now. Like, I spent, like, at least a week working on this doll, and I didn't realize how long I've gone without making a video, so hey! I'm not dead. Enjoy. Hello, peoples of the internet. In spite of all the COPPA, FTC, YouTube, kids content crap, I am doing another custom. 'Cause yes. First order of business, let me present to you my victim. Isn't she beautiful? Nice and unsuspected, ain't she, huh? Second order of business, we're gonna turn her into a dude. A Sylveon dude. Okay. Hang on. Let me get something real quick. So, for Christmas, I am going to be designing one of my friend's characters as a doll. Character's name? Sylvis. And yes, he's an Anthro Pokemon. Anthro Sylveon. Yeah. This is going to be interesting, because, like, 1, this will be my first time doing body mods. 2, this will be my first time doing articulated body mods. Well, like, not all of them are going to be articulated, like, so this doll, we're going to transform some, like, to make a bit more, like, slightly more masculine. Mainly just, like, shaving down the chest a little bit, and, like, making the back not look like it's a freaking valley over here, and, like, whatever else, I guess. Like, this is going to be interesting. And also going to have these ribbons here. They're going to be articulated too. Like, I'm planning on throwing some wire through them so that they can, like, move around and crap. Like, this is going to be cool, okay? So, woo! Let's get into it. Also, I got a little furry baby here. Her name is Ebony, and she's, like, a perfect angel. Hi, baby. Over here. Over here. Did you really just roll all over your face again? She does that. Hey, baby. Up here. Baby. Ebony. Hey, baby. Say hi to the camera. At least she's not as camera shy as Tai. Okay. On to the video. So, I diverged from the plan just a bit. I was going to use the Dracula doll originally, but with a bit of assistance from the boyfriend of the guy who's getting this, we decided that Laguna had a better face mold for this doll. So, time for a slightly gay hot tub party. I swapped their heads after that, then spent a couple hundred years getting all the hair out of Laguna's head. After that, though, time to wipe that face off her face. Midway through this, I found a slight tear around where her eyebrow would be, but I'm hoping it doesn't show too much. Also, I sliced off her ears, which was fun. She'll be getting some new ones anyway. I lost my X-Acto knife forever ago, though, so I used a box cutter instead. I tried to file down some of the remaining ridges too, but I don't think that helped any. Guess I'll be hiding that. Psst, post-editing me, hi. So, my perfectionism got the best of me, and I went out and bought another X-Acto knife just to fix this later. So, woo. Anyway, so, time to turn this doll into a dude. I figured that, for that, all I need to do is some sanding and filling in the back of the torso. It was a lot of sanding, which, in retrospect, I should have done before I added that coat of sealant. I think I ended up with something that's not too feminine, though. I used a different material for the body mods. It's called Instamorph. It's basically a kind of moldable plastic that has such a low melting point that you can just heat it up in some water and mold it like dough without, burning yourself. This material seemed okay working with at first, though this is only my first time body modding, so it's not like I have anything to compare it to. I will say, though, it was pretty inconvenient having to reheat it in the water so often, since both of those cool down so quickly. Other than that, it was kind of fun sculpting with. It was hard to get something that precise, though, especially with, how quick things would cool off. Whenever it came to sanding, my least favorite part, to be honest, it is freaking difficult to sand. Plus, I noticed that if I sanded it down too thin, like it would mess up and kind of feel like, plastic. Instamorph is a little bit cheaper per ounce than epoxy, at least on Amazon, where I get pretty much everything, because, I live in a smallish town. I'm thinking maybe I should have just gone to epoxy, though, since that appears to have an easier time sanding, or at least from the videos I have seen where people have used it, like Delightful uses it, and she's able to get a pretty smooth gradient there. Oh wait, right, the rest of the mods. I also did some paws on the hands and feet, since this is supposed to be an Anthro-Sylveon. The ones on the legs came out nice, but the hands almost looked like Mickey Mouse gloves. Thickening up the arms seemed to help with that, though, so that's good. So, onto the paint. This was my first time using an airbrush, so there was a lot of trial and error here. I started out with white paint as a base, thinking it'd kind of even out all the color. I tried to thin it out with rubbing alcohol at first. That didn't seem to work so good, probably because I was extremely inexperienced with this. But I just think that the alcohol and the acrylic paint wasn't meant to mix. I switched to water though, and after that, I am finding that ratio and consistency I needed. Wow, it was great. It took a couple coats to get something that looked all that even though, but I had another problem. The seams were still showing from the body mods. That I tried to sand and blend it in together the best I could beforehand, but that didn't work so well, as you can tell. This is a gift though, plus my first time, so I'm hoping the guy who will get this will look past that. Anyway, after the white base, I had to sand down the stuff a bit, just to try to get the bubbles from the paint looking better. After that, I planned on doing a really light pink. I also added a dash of purple in there too, but it's not like you can really tell. But that's not exactly the problem. The problem is, oh boy, I spent at the very least a few hours trying to get the dang airbrush to work. Like, I could get air to go through it, but I couldn't get paint to go through it, really, without weird crap happening. Eventually I figured it out, I think, and the problem was with the needle chuck, and it kind of got stuck on the needle, and I ended up breaking the needle chuck, which was cool. That was nice. Anyways, that entire process drove me insane, so I kind of gave up with that, and I got something relatively smooth with a paintbrush. Still not the best, but better than not having any paint, okay? So, the face was kind of nice to do. Kind of relaxing, to be honest, compared to that whole paint fiasco I had a bit earlier. I tried to do as much as I could with colored pencils, though I made a mistake. Well, not colored pencils, watercolor pencils. But yeah, I kind of made a mistake. The paint kind of chipped in a couple places where I used pencil, so I thought I should cover it up, and I used paint instead. Anyway, I tried to give this guy kind of mischievous, silvery smirk. That went well. I showed the final result to the guy's boyfriend, and he said that the lips might be a bit too much. But other than that, it went great. I feel like I could have tried to take down the lips a bit before all this paint, like sculpt it with an X-Acto knife, because I've seen people on Instagram do that. But I was kind of afraid, too, that I might have botched it if I had actually tried that. But anyways, well, we're too far in now. Okay, so I had something good going for the ears. I basically made a sleeve for them out of fabric and shaved wire to be some kind of support. Then, time for the fur for them and the head. I was going to use this darker pink, but nope. Not only was it too dark, but it was also made of cotton, so it's not like it really worked. I really tried to make this look like decent hair, but it just freaking disintegrated, basically. I also had this lighter pink that I bought for the project, and it's a pretty color, it's just it was a bit too light. I figured I'd try to make it work anyways, though. I went ahead and I painted the ears and the head, figuring that this would help kind of make it look fuller since I'm doing shorter hair. The ears took forever to dry, by the way. But afterwards, I started by cutting up my yard wefts that I had made earlier, and I made a crap ton of them off camera, and I used hot glue and kind of hot glue them on using the paint as a kind of guide. turned out a lot better than I expected, not gonna lie. I love how fluffy the ears and the hair were. I trimmed it all down though, so it wouldn't be too crazy. Afterwards, I did the same for the hair on the head. I was gonna try and do an actual reroot for this custom, but nah, way too time consuming. Plus, like, I think that it was the first layer of paint, kinda, I might have made it too diluted, and like, it was just shipping, making the face and pretty much everything ship way, way easier. Kinda sucked. And like, I tried to do some reroots and it made a big disaster. Like paint shipping and all that. Luckily I was able to cover it up with the hair that I did make though. I started at the bottom of the head and then I worked up, so I wouldn't have to worry about gluing some strands together or something. Looks really freaking great though. I had to give him another trim though after all this because he ended up looking too much like a wannabe 2000s heartthrob. After that, I tried to color the hair with pastels a bit. I read that spraying pastels with hairspray kind of sets it in, so I used that. And as a bonus, it helped the hair stay in place. I was kind of having trouble with that for the tail that I did for the back. The only thing is, like, the pastels kind of, like, I still had a little bit of pastel dust coming off of onto my fingers, but, like, the majority is staying on, so I think we're good. So, all that stuff now, the ribbons. I took a bigger ribbon, twice the width of what I wanted originally, and I folded the ribbons in half, sewn them, and threaded some wire through them so that, like, they could be posed. So I could have a little ribbon tunnel and just thread and wire through it so it's more articulated. And yeah, that turned out nice. Afterwards, I painted the ribbons, which was pretty self-explanatory. Afterwards, I decided, you know what? Time to go ahead and put on the head. That went awful. Not only did the paint crumble off of the bottom around the neck hole, but it cracked and wrinkled a bit on the face too, which still drives me a bit crazy. I wasn't sure what to do at first, like, on anything that I found online. It said, it just recommended to scrap the doll, because this crap, it ain't working. But I'm way too stubborn to do that. I noticed, though, that, like, I had used more sealant around the face area, and it didn't do quite as much damage as, like, anywhere else. So I figured that sealant would probably help. So, like, on the face and anywhere there was cracking and damage, I covered it with paint and a lot of sealant, and, well, it doesn't look pretty, but looks a lot better than if we just have freaking zombie-looking Laguna skin showing up underneath all this crap. So yeah, my solution, crap ton more sealant on, like, all over. I kind of had to stop and be careful with, like, the face, because it was starting to get so shiny from all the sealant buildup. But anyways, after that, I tried to be a lot more careful putting on the head. Like, I might have had to also trim down the neck pegs some, but hey, I got to work without too much damage. I did have to, like, repeat that entire process I did to fix it all over again, though, so it was a pain. But hey, it worked in the end. Then it was just a matter of gluing the ribbons into place, and I am done. And I am finally freaking done here. Whoa. Okay. This guy was a freaking lot of work. Like, dang. And, like, I love him, but at the same time, I'm scared every time I touch him that he's gonna break or something. Like, he probably won't, but, like, at the same time, he kind of chips easily, so I'm worried. And, hang on. Oh, shoot, I did not realize I was dripping. Okay. Oh, dang, there's a lot of ribbon here. I know that, this guy isn't, like, the most neatest doll, but, like, I've put in at the very least, a week's work already. I've put in at least a week's worth of work in already, and that's not including all the times I've had to fix it, I think. And jeez, I'm ready to be done. But, if I could rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this like most of my dolls I'd say would be like about an 8. This one might be a 7, but still, this is a cool 7, ain't it? Like, I think the main problem was like for the face, I used too much water in the base coat of paint. And that might have been my downfall. But other than that, this came out better than I was expecting, and I'm glad I was able to fix it. I just realized the lighting's kind of weird. Hang on. Maybe that's better. I don't freaking... Okay, I think that's the best I'm gonna get it. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed watching me on this struggle of making mini Sylvis. If I have a few things to say about this whole custom, it's that, one, I just realized how, this is slightly discolored, or, from what's in real life. 2, yeah, I'm not doing a full body paint for a long, long time. And 3, don't use Instamorph for body mods. But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that I'm gonna be able to do more doll customs with the whole Kappa thing coming up. Hopefully I'll be able to. I mean, I have some faith in myself, but I'm still scared. But anyways, I hope you enjoy this. I don't know what else to say. I'm probably going to do a little photo shoot before I send them off to Australia land. So if you want to see that, I guess you could look at my Instagram, not my Twitter, because I know that the guy who's going to be getting this uses Twitter, so not the best idea. But anyways, bye, I guess.
Repeat. Set condition 1 throughout the fleet. Set condition 1 throughout the fleet. Commander, get to your station. We got a battle to win.